It's here again. 168 hours of non-stop quality praise. It's here again. 247 Prep Show.
Hello, and you're welcome to the very first episode of 247 Prep Show. My name is Aderi Sola. I am your host, and I have amazing people in the studio today with me. So today I'm going to be talking to stakeholders of 168 Hours of Praise. Wow. The people who implement, who make it happen behind the scenes. The people that sometimes you see some of them, some people you do not see, you know, but they are the ones making it happen, because running quality non-stop praise for 168 hours is no joke at all.
That's right.
So there's a whole lot that goes into making it happen. And I'm excited to have the whole team here, because I have just been around for 2 episodes, and this is the 3rd edition for me. I'm excited, but we all need to learn more about what goes on, you know, behind the scenes. So I'll allow them to do the honors of introducing themselves. I'm going to start with you, Tunde. Can you just introduce yourself and tell us how you work, you know, during 168 and towards 168?
I'm shy already, but it's okay.
Really?
Receive boldness.
So a couple of things. First, in the music part of it, I ensure we engage the right sort of musicians and keeping the quality of music. And then on the media side, I also monitor the frequencies of what goes out to a YouTube channel, just to ensure the music frequencies are well balanced.
That sounds like a whole lot. A whole lot. Well done. And that's Tunde Alamere, by the way. I think you function in what capacity in King's Palace, remind me?
Okay, the last time I checked, the music director.
I think as of today, he's still the music director.
Music director.
He's a real big deal. Don't forget the way he's been humble. He's
it's just falsely being humble.
Right. Falsely?
Yeah.
Or modestly, rather.
But we know.
We know what we know.
We know what we know.
Okay. All right. So I'll just take it over to the other lady in the studio today.
Okay, my name is Ronti Anwana. Call me the scheduler. When it comes to when it comes to 168 Hours of Praise, I oversee a team of very intelligent, committed people who do the scheduling of singers, backup singers, what comes up every hour of 168 Hours of Praise.
That's a real big deal. I have so many questions for all of you. Like I can't wait to start dishing out those questions, because I want to learn. I want to know. Okay. All right, over to you, Rex.
Before you do that, then she's also the senior choir director.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you for saying that.
Thank you. Another real big deal.
I was trying to hold back.
And a recently
Lord. Can we just go on to the next person?
Rex, over to you. Pastor. So there's some anointing in the studio today.
I can feel.
Oh Lord, now the dramatic,
All right, so thank you so much for giving us that introduction. Finally, but not finally, Rex.
Well, my name is Rex Wakama. I don't know.
We know.
All right. So, fortunately, 168 Hours of Praise is powered with so much media interfaces, media equipment, media connections, the network, and all that. So I am, by the grace of God, humbled to be the person who sort of oversee that aspect of the production. It's but we have a whole lot of team members, not just locally. We have remote members that also, and I'll explain more of that when we come back. Okay. Yeah, before you blow me up with all the questions. But that's what I am.
Derry, you should ask me.
Yeah,
that's my standing ovation.
Yes. So you can see that this right now, I'm feeling the energy.
I know,
like it's charged with powerful people.
And he only refused to say exactly what his designation is in 168 Hours of Praise.
Yes, CEO.
My people,
CEO.
Looking at the CEO,
the carrier, the main person.
CEO.
So it's a full house, and there's so much power in this room right now. Thank God I am the host. If not, I probably would have just walked out like, what? So for me, it's been this is the 3rd one for me. I've had a beautiful experience. But prior to 168, I've heard from somewhere that we didn't start at 168. So I know that you didn't start. Did you start at 168 hours?
No.
Okay, you did start at 168 hours too, but then I know 2014 or 2015 or something, that's when non-stop praise started, before we got to 247, which is 24/7 makes 160. I like to show off my mathematics.
247.
247, 24/7,
Wow.
168, so before we got to that point, before everything started at 168, it was 72.
Yeah.
Yes.
Was 72 hours of praise first, then it was 100 hours of praise.
Well, no, let's put it this way.
Okay.
It was God,
First,
and then it was Pastor Badru.
yeah, and
then
then
things started happening.
wow,
The pastor just woke up one day and
yeah,
he said, "We're doing some 2 hours of praise."
praise.
How
Now,
did you feel? How did you feel?
No, it's like
When
someone.
someone comes and says,
Someone
I'm commissioning you to do this, like in the
no,
middle
no,
of all the
no,
other
no,
things
no,
you
no,
are
no.
doing.
It was like when you say you want to do 3 days of non-stop praise.
Not like every
Like non-stop,
no.
like
No, no, no.
continuous.
in fact, when you say 72, makes it less fearful
Yeah.
than when you say 3
3 days,
days.
yes.
Morning, noon,
Yeah.
night,
Midnight.
midnight.
So we thought, no, forget pastor, don't even start this. But then it happened.
It
And it
happened.
didn't stop there.
And when it happened, it was so
It didn't stop there.
easy going,
Mhm.
so smooth.
Wow.
I mean, when you go back and look at some of those clips,
Showing some of them. So.
what's going on here?
I have
compared
watched.
to-
Yeah, I have
Well, we
watched
have-
some of them, and I know that there has been growth.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So speaking
yeah.
about growth, I'll come to you today.
Yep.
At what point did you come into all of these? And when you came, what did you see? What was it? Just give me like an overview of what your experience was like, and what you have been able to contribute personally. Considering your own expertise.
Okay, I had a wonderful experience. When I say wonderful, it's unquote because I joined December 2016, and that was the second edition of 100 hours. So it started with 72 hours, 100 hours, which I wasn't part of, but the second 100 hours, which I was part of. And I remember that night when I came in, one of the days, I told Pastor Auntie that I needed to go
Catch some rest.
So I think one of the band
I
guys who were
remember.
meant to come were not available, and Pastor's like,
Actually slept off.
"Go and bring that guy. What is he doing?"
Oh my God.
So by the time I came back, I played. That was the first time in my life that I played for about, I think, 4 or 5 hours. Non-stop.
Yeah.
Then I knew I was in the US or something.
Did you really? I didn't bargain for this. Like, what is this thing? I can imagine what it's like, because some of us have been at the receiving end. And what I mean by receiving end is the enjoyment end of it. Like, 2021, I watched virtually. I couldn't come in because I had COVID sometime in between, so I stayed back at home. It's sweet. It's nice. You just watch it, you're like, hey, praise. 2 a.m. you wake up, you're like, they're still praising. Oh, nice song. It's beautiful. You enjoy the feel. But then so many people don't know that there's a whole lot that goes on. So I can imagine, like, where everyone is rejoicing, which is beautiful, and which is why God is blessing all of you, right? So it's beautiful to see all of that, the output. But then I can't imagine you want to go take a nap on day maybe 6 or day 5, and someone is telling you
No.
168 hours must continue non-stop.
Before you go take any nap, you have to ensure that for the next 4-5 hours, even if your nap is 2 hours nap, you have to be sure that in the next 4-5 hours, singers are there, musicians are there, the worship leader is there.
Oh my God.
Seamlessly.
Oh my God. Like, kudos to all of you. Kudos to everyone. So Rex, I'll come to you.
Okay, now.
Beyond all of the singing, I come to church every Sunday here. It's the same venue. We stream live on YouTube. We have good music. I mean, I might not have so much, ear for music like he would, but I like what I hear on Sundays. Why do we need more stuff for 168? Why is there a need for maybe more lighting, more? Because I remember last year, they're like, oh, we need these cameras and that. So what exactly, like on Sundays you're catching every angle, so what new angle are you catching during 168 that we need more cameras? We're streaming non-stop. Why? What's going on there?
So Rex, then you're starting to raise money for you. So make sure
I
you-
know.
Well, I mean, thank you.
I can even help
But
this startup, right?
behind this, you didn't say you're going to set us up.
I'm not setting you up. I'm just probing. I need to know
But
what are you doing with all that money.
But you're setting me up now.
No, first of all, let her know that 168 is 168.
No,
Services.
mean, look,
Yeah.
look,
3 hours.
media costs a lot. Anyway, we'll come back to that.
So is it at the head of the speakers get hot and you're
No,
like, switch
no,
to
no,
speaker 2?
Okay.
And we used to do that. I'll explain that later.
I can't wait to hear the gist.
Let me make my pitch, okay?
Okay.
But
So
before
make your
then,
pitch.
actually, this one, Pastor Badrum was not here.
Oh, okay.
We use 1 state hours of praise to get all the equipment we need for the whole year.
Wow. Pastor didn't hear that.
No, he's not watching. Is he
Please.
watching?
We're watching out for your
That's-
next list.
Okay. On a serious note,
Oh, Lord.
so the beauty of what we do, or to the glory of God, is that, or let me put it this way: every production that has to tie with 1 state hours of praise is powered by media across the whole platform. I mean, we have great musicians, but if there is issues with sound, if there's issues with streaming, there are several layers of issues that you have to put into consideration for 1 state hours of praise. Before we come to equipment, think about it for a minute. You have to have perfect sound, and then you have myriads of singers, and they come in with different requirements. There have been times people come in with weird equipment. Tony deal with them all the time, and people that should have brought some other auxiliaries to connect and test, but because it's an ongoing sound, they want to plug
No
something
time
in
for
and all that.
technical. What's that thing they call it? The tech check and sound
Well,
out.
like sound, like
Sound
checks,
check.
like pre-checks.
Oh,
No time.
We don't
we
have
really
time
do
for
have
pre-checks.
sound for it before we
Yeah.
take off.
So,
we have
so you have to
design
for that.
anticipate
Okay.
what could come
Yeah.
in terms of
Oh, I
add-ons.
see.
So that's one.
Oh.
Two, because you are running a non-stop event, you have to have a backup for every literal equipment you have.
That is going to have a
Light,
All right.
sound.
Mm.
Before we come to video and the post-production side of it, not the post-production, and the other side of it, but I will explain in a minute.
Okay.
But you have to have backup for sound. I remember vividly, was it 4 years ago, today, we had to create like 2 parallel set of sound.
Yes, sir.
I said that.
We had, I mean, he will talk more about that. We had a whole, so that in case there's a
Just
fail,
switch on
we
the
have to
next
do a
one.
failover without anyone knowing.
So much
that we're
goes into
Africans. So.
Yeah. Oh my God, that goes.
No, I mean, the truth is you have to have that redundancy because otherwise you see, it's funny because God has helped us over the years. I remember this last year, the argument was, oh, we've not, even though we had the backup, we never need to use it. But the bottom line is you don't know when you will hit.
The day you stop to have a backup,
That's when you need it.
these things don't have, it's like taking your child to the ER, and that's when the child tells you, I'm okay. Or you take your car to the mechanic, and then you're like, it wasn't starting before, it wasn't starting. So these things know how to embarrass you.
What about the warranty you have on your phone? The day you take it off.
That's the day you turn your break. So please always have your backup.
So we had to create parallel backup. Now, some years back, we had to lease equipment as the backup and set up the whole thing connected in a way that we can fail over. Same thing with lighting. So we upgrade our lighting truly during 1 state as a praise because we have to improve it. So we go back to the previous year, we look at what we have done. It's always easier for us towards 1 state as a praise to raise support. Yeah. Because the major event, it's an event that it's been going well to the glory of God. Trust me. It's not an easy event to sustain non-stop.
Non-stop.
So on the lights, on sound, you have to keep all those equipments in a way that they are ready in case something falls out.
Notch.
Now, camera with video, when we started 1 state as a praise.
Did they use phones to record them?
No, it wasn't that bad now. Don't make it sound that bad. It wasn't that bad.
I'm sure they're showing you right now, so you can see what I'm talking about. It looked like
no. We had our whole very, very rugged Sony HD
At that
cameras.
time, those cameras were the best.
So that means this one this year, in the next 3 years, we'll be like,
So, but so most of those cameras run high definition. But even at that, we had poor lighting. We're in the whole church.
Oh yeah.
We had, the sound was okay. It was not the best, but we had poor lighting and all of that. So, but you see, we had to keep growing.
Yeah.
Now, I think it was 3 or 4 years ago, we had to upgrade to Blackmagic broadcast cameras. Each one of them was like 15,000.
Okay. 15,000.
How many more do you
How
need
many
this year?
cameras did you?
How many more of that do you need? Or the one you need this year is like 30,000.
Remember, we're hoping. So last year, 15,000.
I didn't say last year. We didn't buy it last year.
Okay.
We bought that 3 years ago.
How do you maintain and make
It's
sure
making
that
a case for getting another one now.
Let me explain.
It's been 3 years.
You don't have to explain, sir.
So bottom line is, look, when we bought this broadcast camera, okay, our goal was to stream, to shoot, to record at 4K, not even record, to connect at 4K. But now it's 6K, there's 8K, man. So
we have to Google a lot of information.
I'm trying to explain to you what's going on.
Right.
So, but bottom line is that it was a huge change in our picture, you know, in the color and the company. We had a whole set of mixer, a whole set of system connected. Now, but when we did that, we also had to deal with internet, which is the biggest issue because we have a large audience online. So not only do we stream to our platform, we stream to partner platforms like RCG North America, to other platforms. So we connect to more than 12 platforms at the onset.
You see, there's so much going on that even someone like me, I'm like, really?
You know,
so
you have
to
have the social media team monitoring all of those platforms. You have to have the team that is monitoring the streaming in-house 24/7. So technically some of those that goes. I mean, if I go home, we connect. I have two brethren, one in Canada, Sapumi. She will connect online. We connect her directly to our system through VPN. So she can actually control or manage also if you know if there's something going on.
It's global.
You know, so when I take a break and the other team members, everybody take a break, they can still log in from home and do, you know, and then you know every so 2 years ago, you know, there's no dull moment in this church, man.
I said it. You can say that again. Everybody that works.
Say that again.
Airbnb their houses because they're literally here every time, and that's because of the quality of programs that go out of here. So special shout out to everyone that's committed, and special shout out to the visionaire, the set man over the house.
So big shout
he is a sticker for quality, for excellence. So if he's not playing, you can't play.
But I'm not done. So
this is important to us.
This is where I was going. Okay. So see, when we have a strategy planning for one state as a place, everybody comes up with ideas. But you don't worry how it's implemented. No.
It's sweet to say enuduro. Enuduro for which means it's sweet when you use your mouth to make vegetable soup.
Yeah, the person here, okay, sorry to the guys, that can understand what I'm saying is today. You know, so
that's why I've been laughing since like
so 2 years ago, this idea of having, you know, ministers of God giving us short message of hope came up.
I remember.
Beautiful idea. But nobody was thinking of how do you implement this thing
into all of this.
And then it has to be live in between the transition. So you have to transition away from one state of the praise and then connect to the minister.
Oh, they're doing it live too?
What do you think? So the plan was we connect with the minister, pick the message of hope every hour, and come back for 168 hours.
Oh my God! Wow. You did that.
Well, no, we have to figure out a way to do it. We did it. We did it. We have to figure out a way
I like how Pastor Badu just throws it out the leg, like a bowling ball, bruh. Like, and then it just goes. And people
that year we had to create a complete studio. Where we connected the system through the network, so that we can pick the break every hour. We did it the first year, but we may have to start through. So we have to figure out a way to deal with it.
Yeah.
Like, are you human? Like, how do you guys?
And that's without interrupting the live.
Without interrupting the live, exactly.
Tunde, so I know I have friends that are instrumentalists that come from outside. You have your regular guys. I mean, I was saying that last Sunday I saw you like talking into the microphone, into their ears. you know, you can say A and they know what that code means. How do you deal with people who have different temperaments, different personalities, different expectations? Like, you know, someone comes and you say your slot is 5 a.m. and I'm like, I got my flight, you know. all that attitude in, all that, I can't use this kind of drum.
Oh, no.
I can't use this kind of,
have to
no,
bring mine.
my guys have to,
No.
or someone is singing and you're like, oh, I bring my own back. How do you deal with all that energy?
And that's a very good question I'm doing. I remember myself and Ronti at some point, we had to sit down.
Oh, yeah.
So during the early days of 168, we used to have like 8 bands. They take turns every 2 hours.
It's still not enough for 168.
So, and we had, maybe out of 8, we had 4 quality bands.
Yeah.
So I had to sit down with her.
Sorry to interrupt you. By 4 quality bands, like 4 different people, or
Yeah.
A band comprises of, the pianist.
I know. I'm asking, like, can you be a member of 2 different?
No. We had some, bands that could take the job of 2 bands, and if they are qualified, if they give us the quality we want,
so you can be in that other band, right?
So we had, to your point, we had each band comprises of the drummer, the minimum drummer, a pianist, the bass player. So that's the minimum. So but we have some cases we have
supporting.
We have like
talking
percussion
drums,
and so we had 8 of those. So it was like, and we got one good thing the pastor told us with this program is feedback. So we get feedback every year. And you'll find that a good band comes now to play for Gabriel Iziashi, for instance. And the next band is, it's not up to. So we're like, okay.
It's as if you are watching 2 different programs.
So from 100 to 0.
You wonder what happened.
No, don't say 0.
No, it's an expression. 100 to 0. How do you go from 100
maybe like from 100
so
to 60?
we had to tell them,
30.
we had to tell, I had a discussion with those bands that do,
Yeah.
can you take up more hours? I said, yeah. So we have to let 4 bands go. 4.
Wow.
Streamline to 4. So that tells you that, okay, the King's Palace band, for instance, does about 32, 38 hours, right? As
Wow.
So we
And
had
these people
other
have
bands
real
were doing
jobs.
40 hours. We had bands that comes in from Dallas, 40 hours. So now talking about, going back to a point, chemistry, so it was important for us to have people who have like minds.
Yeah.
People that we could talk to, people that will listen.
Yeah.
They understood that this is about quality. We want the best for this program. And one of the things Rex told us then was that, look, if you think the prime time here is maybe from morning till 9, okay, let's bring things down from 10. In Nigeria, it's a different ballgame.
And it's a global event.
Every hour became prime
Want to
time.
make every prime time. So it was important to keep
Lord.
quality across board. It
Yeah.
was very important. So we had those 4 bands, and to be honest, it's been really, really nice working with those guys.
Yeah.
Really nice. Because in the middle of this, I'm coordinating even the audio guys, ensuring that everything goes well. So it was just important for us to have the right set of
People.
And we're glad today because they even send reminders, okay, what's happening this year?
Nice. But I can imagine the struggle, to get to this point. And like you said,
I personally had enemies, but thank God we made up.
Today and Roti, they go to wilderness experience.
Valley of the shadow. Who wants to go there? Oh my God!
Remember the incidents with I think I can't remember if it was a band or if it was a musician, the one that chewed you out like this.
Oh my God!
There were several of such, and it's just because sometimes people think that I've been doing this forever. Why are you saying that? You just have to improve, get better, because the whole world is not stuck.
Yeah, no.
The world is moving.
And then the bad part is those ones you even think are not the quality ones, they're the ones even after money.
Yeah.
I play 2 hours, I need money. Okay, this is beyond.
So that's to tell you that there's no low quality, low standard.
No.
168 hours of quality praise.
Yeah.
Emphasis on quality. Mega super quality, because that's all. If in the Old Testament, when they're building the temple, like a gold here, here. So God doesn't play. He wants quality praise. So if you don't have a good voice and you're raising your voice to God, of course He's listening. But if you can give Him more, why not?
This reminds me of a very funny story. We had a drummer once that was in medical college at that time. And so he had played for maybe 2 hours. Normally they would play 2 hours and go rest and come back. And we were looking for him to come back. We couldn't find him. Even his band leader couldn't find him. Because normally we keep a place for them as the years went by. We'd normally keep a place for our musicians where they go to rest and come back, and it wasn't there.
I'll get to hospitality.
So we were looking for this guy, and when he showed up, I'm like, how could you do that? He said, I'm sorry, I was tired. And he got on the drums, and in 10 minutes, he just got up and walked out. I said, what? Who does that? Thank God that we had standby,
and we're streaming live, bro.
And you know what the guy said? He said, Saranti, I'm training to be a doctor, not a drummer.
Emma, for me, don't kill me.
So I laughed like,
oh no! It was like, man, I can't. So that's to tell you that it takes special grace, special grace to function. Because I'm asking, do you people even have houses? Do you people, like, you guys have jobs, you have families, and you give your everything? God bless you. Last year, I worked in hospitality. It was a nice experience. You know? Someone was texting me yesterday and asking me, oh, a friend of ours had like a Christmas party, and did I see you there? I don't remember that. Christmas Day, I was serving rice in the other day, because we had a schedule. You know, you have schedule. Say your schedule is 12 to 4 a.m. A friend of mine said he was coming. He was going to minister, and he wanted me to back up for him at 5 a.m. My schedule was supposed to be 12 to 4. You know, so I was like, how do I do this? And that's just one time, and I'm like, you know. So I can't imagine these people have been holding it down by the grace of God for so many years. I must applaud you. You know, so this year, that's the reason why we're bringing it to you ahead, because I know that you have volunteers in your teams. You know,
I mean, just before you go on, we must applaud the whole team, because everyone, at least every year, it's like literally the whole. It's not even a King's Palace thing. You know that. Like we have a whole team. It's hard to put a number.
Medical people.
You have the medical department.
Yes.
The medical team will. They have they put on their own thing. They have
the orange.
They have
vest.
Their own schedule. They have at least one nurse and one provider, almost per hour, in case something happens. Thank God we've not had any major medical emergencies.
Glory to God.
You know, you have the protocol team that picks up. That organizes. I mean, most of the guests that are coming in. I mean, we're praying that very soon we'll build our own guest house.
Okay.
I mean, the money that goes into accommodating guests
outside,
it's not a joke.
Is I mean, the hotel prays for once it as a praise.
Oh yeah.
Like they're looking forward to.
But you have the protocol team that has to pick them up and
organize their
family
food and all of that.
And you have security. You know. Because especially when it's coming towards the end, the peak when you are getting towards the end, the church, the whole environment, the whole parking lot,
flooded, right?
You know, so you have the whole team. We have the media team, which we're talking about. You have the choir and the other. I mean, there's a whole
ushers inside of the sanctuary.
You know,
like
so
you have the guys cleaning.
Yeah, we have the cleaning.
Yes,
the cleaning.
The toilets are always clean.
Everywhere,
the crowd,
non-stop.
The media guys, social media team.
You know, and then you have the hospital. Well, is it hospitality or whatever? The people
that those of us that
they literally provide food
24.
I mean, you can't fast. You can't fast.
No. Yes. So I mean,
if anybody can fast at that time.
So there's pounded yam in the middle of the night.
There's coffee. You know? There is. I mean, there's just
all you can eat.
All you can eat.
I mean, how do you do? So you see.
So there's a whole lot that goes into it, and behind all of this,
it's a whole team. It's a whole It's
a whole team of people and a lot of money.
It's money.
You know, but before we go into the money part of it, because we definitely have to talk about the financials. Yeah. You know what? Let's take a quick break and just see some of the very interesting things that happen, in times past.
Oh
my God! Get ready.
All right, let's.
Our next hymn, Great is Thy Faithfulness. See? Great Jesus' blood, send righteousness. I do not trust the sweetest friend. Holy Lord God Almighty. F, D, C, B flat.
Year 2014, just appreciate him. Give him praise, give him praise, give him praise in the house. Lift up your name.
Oh my God. Okay, Rex. Unbelievable. You can exaggerate you because
That
it was not there.
no.
It's you.
It was really smooth.
It was him.
Oh,
I'm choir, he's media.
No, but together. Anyways, you know what? We thank God for both because that was
That's
hilarious.
2023, I'm anticipating because I started from 2021 and I'm looking back at what I just said. I'm like, so obviously it only gets better.
It does.
Yeah, only gets better.
Thank God.
Wow. Why did you guys just show 2022? Why did you?
I know. Why I have to pass you and also at the same time give you your flowers because it has shown to us that you're working so hard. Like you said, feedback. Yeah. It's obvious that there's growth and amazing work right there.
Good job.
Take your flowers. Your flowers too. We need to go out and see.
Okay.
The progress report. We need to see some more clips because there's so much to see. You never get bored seeing all of these. So we'll be right back. When we come back, we need to talk about scheduling. We need to talk about finances. Because money,
answers all things.
Yes.
So that's the scriptures.
So
more cameras.
$50,000 per camera. When we come back, we'll talk more about that. Don't go anywhere.
All right.
Wow, those videos speak for themselves.
Excellent.
We really don't even have to say too much. We've seen it all. So wow. I can't get tired of saying well done to all of you and to every other person that contributes towards the success of 168 Hours of Praise. So speaking of, Rati, can you tell me about scheduling? It blows my mind every time I try to figure it out. Like, how do you decide who's singing at 2 a.m.? We established that every hour is prime hour, so it's not like 8 p.m. or, so who's singing at 2 a.m.? How do you what guest ministers are coming in 2023? Who decides that? I see some families singing. Who decides who is taking the lead in the family? How do you audition them? The backup singers. Is it that anybody just takes a mic? Hey, here you go, here you go. We're talking about quality praise, and I know that you've been giving out quality praise. So how do you decide all of that for 168 hours?
That's a lot of hours.
Great question. Like 10 questions starting one.
To 7 days fasting and prayer and receive from the Lord.
You really get it right.
I don't. When she's walking on the street, she say, "Yeah, what?" I saw the vision.
Anyway, thank God I have a spiritual father. So he goes to the mountain.
He goes to the mountain.
And then Pastor Badru, when he comes down from the mountain, he transfers the grace and the anointing to us, and we're able to,
run with it.
Push to be there. Yes. Anyway, by the way, now to schedule for 168 Hours of Praise is some work.
I could tell.
But it's a very interesting kind of work. When we first started, and it was 72 hours at first, we looked at it like, it's a lot, but we can handle it, So we had choristers pick hours, we had friends, some church choirs invited, we had members of the church who wanted to. We had 1 or 2 families, just 1 or 2 at that time, who wanted to join. And then we had some other gospel artists that are friends of the church that we invited. And prayerfully, all of these things prayerfully, done. because it's, even though it's a musical program, it's highly spiritual. Because the whole essence of the program is to appreciate God for the whole year and enter into the new year in that, you know, fire. So we do a lot of, by the grace of God, praying and seeking God's face, just to make sure that we put the right people on where. But now, as it began to grow, the prayers have to increase. The prayers are more, and then you now face the challenge of people introducing. You know, everybody wants to be part of it. But as the stakeholders, we have a goal. We have a goal per kind of hour session within this space of hours. This is the kind of music we want to send out. We don't want a particular style, you know, repeating itself over and over again. No, we want everybody everywhere, all over the world, tuning in at any time to be able to connect and relate with the music. Cultural differences, regardless. You know, so we have to begin to look at, okay, break down music into the different genres. Okay, at the peak period, we would love some contemporary, we would love some African high life, upbeat praise. We would like some worship at this hour. We would like some South African. Do you work with our
definitely. And just to add to that, that also determines the band.
Of course. Because now you have to match the band. No, about families too. Who determines? You know, at the beginning, the family comes up and say, "Oh, we want to sing," and we say, "Okay, yeah, you can sing," there you go, because we know some of them in the family who can sing, but we've gone like your family. Yeah, because now we have to make sure that, I mean, everyone who steps on that altar to praise God is giving quality. So now we audition families. Okay. And I have some funny stories, you know, where daddy will say, "I'm the head of the family, I have to start." I say, "No, daddy. The girls sing better." She's got more anointing, sir. Daddy, be the backup. Mommy, be the backup. Let the children lead. And it's been fantastic. Everybody's just been working, you know, with that purpose of praising God. So would you let us see some of that process this year, maybe? Some of that process
behind the scenes.
You know, I'm not promising, but maybe she's going to let us try some of that. We can try.
And I think one of the interesting part of us kidding is the fact that even when we're done, we're sure that I think this is the right format.
Yeah.
And you present to pastor. And he says, convince me that this man can sing.
I'm telling you. Oh my God. That is another piece of cake. I'm learning a whole lot right now about what ethics and his
man is able to get himself involved in everything.
It takes grace.
Wow, that's amazing.
Back to that scheduling, to tell you how important the scheduling is. Because anyway, there's always, you know, a lot of pressure to get the schedule out early enough.
So people, meanwhile, we have some artists waiting to confirm,
we fight over that because you need a complete schedule to pre-make all the media elements.
Yeah.
Because we have to create. First, we create flyers. That's the other part of it. We create individualized flyers for everyone.
For 168
ministering.
I never want you all to forget 168 times.
Yes, but not more than 168 times. We create flyers for anyone who wants to publicize it with their own pictures. So I think the last year we created almost 300 flyers, whatever. But back to the schedule, we have to create lower thoughts. We have to create the thumbnail flyers for every hour. And without a ready schedule, but almost 100% accurate schedule, we can't do that.
Yeah, right.
And that takes a lot of work. So, you know, so we depend, the team depends on them to get the schedule ready. Hopefully this year will be way ready by. Amen. The
Lord shall help us.
You know,
very interesting part is one of the years that he failed to communicate a change to media. So it's like having Damien singing.
And because the challenge there is you have people on schedule on the media. So we make it like a dummy guy for those that are on the thing, just so that when they get there, they have it queued up. But they have to check with what do you call it? The manager, the schedule manager, to say, okay, who's going up next, and then they move through it and then just speak it, so that it's not too complicated. But we've had cases when Emmanuel is already resting somewhere, I am resting somewhere, so whether major lead are resting. And then the person on it just, look at it, and then they cue the next thing, only to find out that
it's a different person.
And then you watch it, they're not getting it. And that's what's going to happen. If that goes on for the next 2 to 3 minutes, the next thing you get a call past bedroom. What's going on?
It's so detailed. Like, he's so involved. I like how he delegates and he trusts people.
And he just say, I hope everything is okay. He's not like, I hope everything is okay. That's why it's okay.
I'm not fighting you. I'll just ask you questions. It's okay, So that's amazing. And that tells you that from the, the head, everything flows down. When the person you're running with, the person who's leading, is taking charge, is not,
but honestly,
he's not shortchanging his excellence.
Honestly, Derek, I've seen programs that are less intense with so many errors. So just to applaud the team has done a very, very, very fantastic job over the years, just to at least be able to keep things, in record. One of the good things is communication. Sometimes it's not so okay when you get a call from County or from Tony and say, okay, hey, look, there's a change.
I know.
Not coming. And everything is already done. Everything is ready. We've done. I mean, everything is like.
Make contingency plans. Like, how do we? What's the word now? Mitigate this. Like,
we always have to have those ones without pictures.
So what we do is we have a team of graphic artists. We have them on a communication platform. So after we did it the first year and the headache was too much, I had to have, Roti on the platform, right? Everybody. So if there's a change, just put it there.
So all stakeholders are there. Everyone is aligned.
So they put it in there, they update. The graphic artists go into the cloud server. They take out the other name, they change it immediately. So it's, and then we still have to find
and some of those guys are not even in the US.
No,
they are working
most of them are not
247.
Wow. 247. You said that. Yes. So, I mean, we have so much to say, so much to learn, because it didn't start last year. So there's a whole bag of information, to share. So I'm getting excited. I know you all are excited, even though you are going to do the work, That's why we're counting down earlier this year. So in light of all of this, you and I understand by now that there's a whole lot of manpower and money that goes into setting this up. Of course, the spiritual aspect, that's a no-brainer, but there's a whole lot that goes into it financially. Right. So I know that prior to now, we would have them, announce the needs, someone wants to donate this and that, just a couple of weeks ahead. But then guess what? I heard that this year, I didn't just hear, I know that this year we have a platform where you, and I can be a part of 168 hours of praise way ahead. With $20 every Sunday, you can make it over $1,000 contribution to 168 hours of praise.
Absolutely.
So it doesn't have to start in November. From every paycheck, you can just decide that these people are working. There's so much going into it. I enjoy it every year. Why? See, tap into it. We're still going to do an episode on testimonies. Because there's a whole lot. I remember your testimony last year.
Mind-blowing testimony.
168 hours of praise. So there's a whole lot of things that come from this. So even if you cannot be the scheduler, or you're not fighting the people that are giving you bad instrumentation, or you're not talking about media and all of that, you can still, put some financial contribution down.
Absolutely.
Be part of it, key into it. So it's the the information is going to be scrolling right now on the screen, and if you meet any one of us and we'll be like, hey, I missed some part of it, you guys tell me how I can be a part of it. You can become a partner.
Me today, especially.
How you can ask us how you can become a partner. If you have missed out on any information or it's not clear to you on the payment plan. I know that there's a way you're supposed to. You can even maybe
maybe
directly
talk about that in a minute.
We have some of that information. Share.
No, Rex will be there.
Well, okay. So
nobody wants to be the bearer of money.
No, it's okay. I can talk about money. Okay. I mean, I don't mind talking.
You're not afraid. After all, there's 50,000 camera.
I don't mind talking about money, but the truth of the matter is, honestly, first in this contest, I want to applaud first the members of King's Palace.
Yeah.
No, I'm telling you, towards one state as a praise, the way. The funny part is, Antonio drives that initiative to a large extent. The way that equipment and funding is raised without even getting the church involved. People just rise up.
Yeah.
I remember last year, was it 2 years ago? We sent off all the equipment, and a sister called Sunday. Today called me. She said, "Oh, I'm going to buy those 2 cameras. Just send it to me." I mean, she put it on her business credit card, and I mean, there's a lot of testimony on that. So I want to use the opportunity to applaud everyone. It's been huge, and we've had volunteers also from outside that are actually contributing. But the whole essence is, as you give, you are creating a platform, an opportunity to be like Isaac. The Bible says, he sowed in Goshen and he reaped over 100-fold. So we thought that, well, this year we should make it easier for those who want to give, especially for those who are outside of here. So to give like a notice ahead of time. So we created 168 HOPP. So it's 168 hours of praise partners. So in other words, there are different levels of commitment you can pick up on the website. You can pick up what works for you. Like you rightly said, it could be monthly payment, it could be whatever. You break it out. By the end of the day, if your goal is to give $1,000 to one to that person, you can, you won't even feel it. So, and if you want to give more, so the information is on the website. We have that. It's going to be displayed, like you said, on the screen, so people can connect to it. But if you have a different offer or a different idea about giving, just call. You call, and then we can work something out. The truth of the matter is, I've been in media production on the secular side of things, and I know how much it costs. None of this is cheap. That's the truth.
No.
But how we have been able to manage, despite that 15,000 you're talking about, and by the way, it wasn't just 15,000. I'm talking about 3 cameras, 15 each.
45K.
But despite that, how the Lord has helped us to be able to hold it together and still keep it going is just the grace of God. I've seen an equivalent program on the secular side of things that has cost more than 500,000 and a whole lot of money. And I know what I'm talking about. So we manage what we get.
Yes, sir.
We manage it with
well managed, I must say.
And those, by the way, those cameras are still serving us now. We are praying. We're praying to God for not this year.
There's always upgrades.
But there's so much to be done. There's so much to be done. And we're trusting the Lord that the Lord will help us to be able to be a good custodian of those things. But please, we are asking for support.
All right. So please, just tap into this. You will be blessed for it. I can assure you. Your testimonies definitely would flow nonstop.
Amen.
All right. There's so much that we can keep talking about, but then we have to go now. And I know that we were talking about 2014, 2016, dates back and forth. There's no better place to get all the information about how everything really, really started. You spoke about God, Pastor Badru. So the next episode, we are going to be talking to Pastor Badru to get all of the scoop on how everything started. How did he get the vision? Did he resist the vision? Did he feel like, let's go? Because it's a whole lot to put things like this together. So I'm excited about all the episodes we're going to be shooting, all the information we're going to be sharing, all the fun that we're going to be having together. We might even be coming to you. If you stay around Katy, Texas, to say, hey, tell me your 168 experience.
Hey, even if you're not in Katy, Texas, we can come to you via the web.
Derek, wait. Please, there's something I need to know from that episode.
Okay.
How Pastor Badru went from 120 hours of praise.
121?
No. From 120 in 2017 to 121. You just added 1 hour.
So, you're going to explain what God said to you in the closet, and then you put just 1 hour.
Because it went from, there's a huge gap, but when you just added 1 hour. What is 1 hour?
I'm sure there's a reason. So I'll be asking all these questions, and I'll be talking to Pastor Badru on the next episode of 247 Prep Show. I am excited. Are you?
Excited.
See you next time.
See you. God bless you.